Morning guys, I am out on the Sherman for a final ride. Unfortunately, the Sherman needs to go back next weekend to SpeedyFeet. The time has come to an end. It's been a absolutely awesome time to ride this wheel and also experience to be able to have the option to ride this wheel. I've really come to really like this wheel. It's one of those things. Let me just quickly get up here. Oh, there we go. Big old curve there. I've really come to really enjoy this wheel. It's such a nice wheel, you know. It's one of those things. You sort of get comfortable with it very quickly, and it just cruises, you know. From my house to about what I've done about 4 miles now, and it's like, and I've just started. It's just really nice. So what I want to do in this video is I want to just go over the wheel and just do some final thoughts on the wheel, and yeah, then that's it. And I must say, you know, it's one of those things that it's, as much as I like the S18, you know, this thing is, if you can do long distance riding and you've got place to cruise, and like trails like jeep tracks and all those like wide forest trails, you know, like forest tracks and whatever. This thing will eat it up, man. I would just spend hours and days in the forests just riding it. It's absolutely lovely. It's just because you've got the massive range, the chunky tyre, and all those things. But yeah, first let's get some riding in. And now I just want to go over the parts that I found in this wheel that really makes it shine for me personally. You know, it's I'm here in the UK. It's currently getting to the end of winter. It's still super cold. I think it's 0 at the moment. It's super misty. The trail has been dry. It's now clay. It's not now mud, so it's still very slippery. But I was gonna turn the camera around and then we'll just talk from the front to the rear of the wheel and all the bits that really stand out for me on this wheel. Okay, so for me, firstly, you know, that outshines all the other wheels that I have had is this light. You know, the light is really strong and powerful, and what it also does is it shines a wide beam, but it also does a really powerful beam in the center, and it really makes a massive difference for night riding, and also the ability to be able to tilt the light down and also up. So if you ride with the pedals tilted up, you can then just unscrew the screw behind the light and then tilt it forward. The next thing is, again, as I said in a previous video, is the module bits that you can replace. So if the light goes faulty, you can just undo it by that little screw there at the bottom. Let's just try and get in there, that little screw there, and then you can just basically replace that light. Next is really this roll cage. I haven't had any problems with it. I think it's such a nice design, probably not to work on the wheel, but from be able to carry it and move it around, it just makes it so easy to actually move this thing around. And then again, just highlighting the tire. The tire is a big chunky tire, and it really performs very well on the road and on the off-road. But yeah, it doesn't kick up any dirt as well, because this one has got a big old mud guard that again works really well. It clears the mud very nicely, and it doesn't kick up anything onto your back. I think the guys were commenting about these vents. I think it makes sense that if the mud gets clogged up here at the back, it just oozes through here, and it at least have some place to escape. Then moving to the back here as well, the tail light is nice and bright, it's big. It also does the indication, so if you turn to the one side, it indicates in the one corner. If you turn to the other side, it indicates in that corner, and if you brake, that comes on. Got the 2 charge ports, but again, for me and the distances that I cover currently, because it's too cold traveling at 25 miles an hour, the single charge port with the charger that you get with a wheel is really good. And if they later bring out a better light, how cool would that be, that you can just replace the light with an upgraded version. So that's it from the back as well. You know, it's just a really nice wide wheel. Moving to the top here, again, a massive winner is the LCD screen. It just works nice and clear. I wish, like, it would be nice if they can update or sort of change the writing, so the menu selection is a little bit clear. But again, there's a little like a cheat sheet of how to set the settings on the LCD screen. So that's very easy to operate as well. But yeah, that's sort of, I'm talking about improvements that they can make it so that the functions is easier to understand. And again, the trolley handle, I think I've covered this. It works. It's really nice to have the trolley handle in the middle of the wheel because it's quite heavy, and then it makes it much easier to control the wheel. But the trolley handle is solid, and I've not had any issues with this trolley handle. So then on the sides is just the foot plates, and for me the foot plates is really long. So as you can see, I've got a size, what is it? That's a size 10. I think it's a 10, size 10 hiking shoe. And if I put it on there, that's how it looks like. And for me, it feels like it's got so much more it's long and narrow. That's what makes it quite nice. The only thing that is quite weird, and I think there is aftermarket stuff that you can install here at the bottom, is it's quite difficult to actually get the pedals out. So yes, with my fingers is fine, but if you've got thick gloves on, it's very close, and it's quite difficult to actually unclip it. It's not a major problem at all. I'm just highlighting that. But yeah, the pedals is nice. It's not super wide, but the thing is, the pedal is wide from there to there, and then you've got also this space here, because there's nothing here on the side. So all the way down here, there's nothing. It's like flat. So, you know, for this thing to have a power pad on, that would be really nice. When you bend your knees forward and you lean into it, I would like a little bit more grip. But again, if you travel on the road and you travel on open trails where you don't need to apply super amounts of torque, or want to accelerate from standstill to 40 miles an hour, then you're gonna have to have the power pads. But if you do normal riding, but if you pick up speed, you know, leaning a bit into it, it just picks up speed further. You don't really need extra power. Again, you know, if you travel long uphills, like I was seeing the guys in the US do these basically mountain passes, where you're going to have to be on your toes the whole time going up that hill, or up the mountain pass, then yes, a pad that you can apply the pressure on your shins will be much better for long rides. Again, this is now going up a mountain pass, and you have to lean forward all the time. So yes, your calves can get tired, and your toes can get tired. Everyone by now knows this is a great wheel. If you've got the money to actually buy a wheel like this as your first wheel, you know, I can see this also being a first trainer wheel for heavier riders. I think when you are a lighter rider, it might be a little bit intimidating, because it's quite a heavy wheel to, you know, if you fall over it, or fall off, or jump off, or whatever, it's quite a big old beast to try and keep upright compared to the lighter wheels. But otherwise, man, if you are a seasoned rider and you're looking for something that you can that you can get on and ride, backpack, like that 1,000-miler that SpeedyFeet and the guys did, man, I think this thing is just brilliant. It's still small enough that it can go in anywhere, but it's got the miles and the comfort and the charging speed. For a lot of people, that's also important, that you can drop 2 charges at the same time and then charge this thing up. So yeah, it makes a big difference. And again, as well, you know, they've really thought about this thing about when you can order the wheel, you can all order it with a road tire or an off-road tire. You know, personally, I love the off-road tire. I just love the sound of it, and it just, for the riding that I do, it just works perfect. It's going to be interesting to see if I do eventually get a Sherman, or, you know, there's other options as well coming out now. I don't know about the Gotway, you know, the EX, the suspension wheel, how that is going to be when it actually comes, you know, more people starts riding it and we get more feedback on that. And then also the EXN. I think the EXN is the one without the suspension. I get the build quality and whatever, but as far as I've seen, you know, this thing blows it out the water. And then as well, you know, 2021 this is in the beginning of 2021. These guys from Veteran might come out with something smaller and lighter, and also maybe a suspension wheel. There's rumors and all these lovely things, but as soon as we can buy it and see it and get feedback on it, it's going to be really interesting. So yeah guys, that's pretty much me covered the Sherman. Brilliant wheel. I would suggest anyone that can have an option to ride it and then trial it out, do it, man. Or ask a friend if you can ride his and just try it out. It's such a nice wheel. But again, you know, as I was mentioning to one of the subscribers this morning, this thing is different to the S18. Two totally different wheels, and they've got different purposes. But this one you can use for a lot of things, because it's got that range and it's got the charging and it's got the comfort. Yes, it doesn't have the comfort if you're doing a lot of off-road terrain on your knees and stuff, and that's where the suspension wheels shine again. But it's that range and the comfort and the charging and the build quality. Tops. Okay guys, we'll stop talking now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next ride video. Get out and ride. Cheers.
I